Not only was this anime rated a 2.22, but it has to be the single worst piece of media I've ever consumed and have ever laid eyes upon, ever. So let's talk about it. The other day, me and Greed were chatting it up, you know how it is, just talking about the good ol', and then started talking about anime, per usual. And we're talking about the usual stuff we love, or your Attack on Titans, your Narutos, your just big ones that have a lot of love behind them. And eventually we hit a topic surrounding animes that aren't so good and don't quite hit the mark. Now, I know better than anybody that there's plenty of anime out there that isn't rated too highly and that people don't particularly like or enjoy. And whenever we were talking about this, I end up stumbling across a Moist Critical video where he actually discusses how he wants to watch all of the worst rated anime that there is to offer. In this video, he discusses how he's doing this kind of challenge-esque thing and ends up reviewing a show called Skelter Haven, and Nerd Heaven, something like that. It doesn't matter. It's terrible. And I didn't want to exactly copy his video because I was like, that's lame, so I went ahead and searched up what is the lowest rated anime as of right now. Soon after going to this list, I find that Skelter Haven's no longer at the bottom. And that intrigued me, because I was like, well, 7 months ago, that was the worst. And after watching that video, it was pretty bad. But something dethroned it as the single worst rated anime, and that is Mars of Destruction. Now, before I get into showing you some of this absolute beauty, just to explain it real quick, it's a single episode, the entire anime. It's about 19.5 minutes long, and that's not even including your intro sequence, your credits, things like that, so it's even less. And they tell a whole story in this 19.5 minutes, which sounds really cool, until you realize they don't. And you are expected to have background info on something that doesn't have background info, and you're left with way more questions than answers, but you also know this is the whole show going into it, and it's just a mess, and I guess there's a reason it's rated 2.22. I don't know. Now, I'm going to kind of voice over right now and have this playing at like 5x speed, so y'all can get a feel of what I'm talking about right now. But to put into perspective how bad this is, like we said before, it's 19.5 minutes, okay? So you'd think, hey, they have to cram a lot of story into that. You don't hear the first word until 4 minutes into it. Not only that, but you only hear a little anime girl scream the character's name. That's all you get. And it takes another minute after that till you hear the first full sentence of the show. So out of a 20-minute show, we'll be nice and say 20, it takes a fourth of the time to hear the first sentence of the show. Now, if you're like me and you're a numbers person, you're probably realizing pretty quickly that that means they have about 15 minutes left to tell a story. And that's before you realize that there's another minute of end credits, meaning they have 14 minutes to tell you a story. So hey, a benefit of the doubt, maybe this action sequence is crazy, which it's not because you're watching it right now and you know that it's not. But maybe there's some saving grace. Maybe you get like a cool little relationship. No, you don't. You don't get any of that. How can someone create something of this stature and put it out with their name on it? It blows my mind. And listen, I'm not saying that I make cinematic masterpieces, all right? I make YouTube videos. I'm roasting someone for putting out a full-fledged anime, quote-unquote, when I just talk to a camera for 8 minutes and then post that to a channel that anyone can do for free, okay? Like, I get it. I'm not someone to sit here and, like, flex about my cinematic masterpieces. But come on! I'm going to stop us there because we're about halfway through it, and hey, if you want to go watch it, be my guest, finish the video first, please. But go ahead and watch it, and it's only 20 minutes of your day, at this point 10 if you want to skip the first. But I real quick want to play 20 seconds of it for you in regular speed, and this is peak. Right, if you don't want spoilers, skip to the next section, but I want to show you the absolute peak of this show and how utterly slow-paced they made a 20-minute anime episode. So yes, that was peak. That was peak Mars of Destruction. And I get it. I'm not even dissing the graphic quality, right? Because for one, this was uploaded to YouTube in 240p, and from what I could find, that's really the only way you can watch it. So I'm not even attacking that, okay? But come on, man. And one of my favorite scenes of this is the very beginning, which I kind of sped through earlier, but I want to re-show again, is when the one girl character gets her head knocked off from the razor beam. All right, if you don't like gore, I guess you can skip this part, but it's not even gore because it just disappears. I want you to watch really carefully at her head and how it just Peepee poofs out of existence. So like I said, it just Peepee poofs out of existence. It just disappears. And honestly, it's really funny, okay? It's a good time. It's a good laugh. One other thing I want to mention, though, that I just find really funny throughout the whole thing is the music. If you do end up going and checking it out and watching it after this video, because you decide, hey, why not? Let's give it a shot. Say I experienced it, mark it off the bucket list, so to speak. Pay attention to the music, especially in the last fighting sequence and like the peak moment when it's like, whoa, kind of coolish things are happening. It's Nutcracker music. I mean like the Christmas play with the sleeping child and the rat king thing that happens. It's literally Nutcracker music. It's insane. It's honestly hysterical. Takeru. Shizuka. Now, like I said, you might want to go check for yourself, because if I were you, I would assume that I just edited that clip. Because it doesn't fit at all. It genuinely looks like someone took the show and just slapped some background music on that bad boy and said, ship it, it's ready to go. But hey, I'm gonna stop harping on it, okay? It's the lowest rated anime. I don't know why I'm upset. I should have known what I was getting into coming in. I guess I thought maybe it was a meme and it had some value. But hey, what are you gonna expect from a 2.22 rated show? It is what it is. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you want more videos like this of me experimenting with nonsensical things and just kind of exploring the anime world and showing some of the absolute gems to you guys, well, hey, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to keep doing things like this. If you like what you see, sub to the channel. We're trying to get a little more flexible, more creative with what we got here. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.